How do you feel about big dicks? We got Sarah J on the casting couch.
Yes.
She's never done this before.
You are allowed to have sex with other girls, but she's not. Fuck that shit.
What are some of the biggest mistakes you personally experienced?
Shoulder fuckers.
What's up, guys? We are live, starting late as always, but we're trying something new today. So we're gonna do a call-in show, and oh my fucking lord, non-stop tech issues. Anyway, so so we're trying something new. We're gonna be doing a call-in show, but this time we fixed some of the tech issues in theory. So we got some new speakers. So hopefully it should all be smooth. But we need to plug that in. So we got joining us. We got Nati, Indian P.
Hi, guys.
And my mom is behind the scenes being our tech person. So we got a full stacked house. She's in town visiting. And she's taking on the burden of doing the behind the scenes stuff. All right. So anyway, so we're going to be doing a call-in show. The number should be on the screen.
Yes. To reiterate, it's, if you guys can see it already, it's my 786-946-1366. But you guys see it on the screen. Just call me. I'll connect it to the speaker, and
before it's kind of echoed, right?
No, we're good.
Anyway,
we're already getting our calls. By the way.
Oh, we're already getting calls. All right, let's pick up the first one.
All right.
And then we'll kind of
First caller.
I hope we get some haters.
What's up?
What's up, bro? Who's one of your haters?
Yo, what's up?
How's it going?
Good. How y'all doing?
Good, bro. How are you?
So what did you want to discuss?
So, well, I was actually curious, more so about dirty talk, because sometimes I get in my head before.
Can you speak closer to your phone, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's
a lot better.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so sometimes I get in my head, and I'm sure other dudes do too. But just before you're about to commence getting it on, it's like, fuck, like I know this girl wants me to say something crazy, or I don't know, but. Like what are some of the things that you actually say? Like, do you actually go into like, oh yeah, you're like a dirty slut, or is there like, I don't know, do you guys do a lot of dirty talk or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, so with the dirty talk, it's more about the context. What I do is like, first before I even go into the dirty talk, I try to build as much comfort as possible, right? And then after some comfort, I will like build tension. Okay. So the preceding step for any kind of dirty talk is to first build tension. So basically like tension is like, it could be pauses. It could be like eye contact. It could be like slowing down your breathing. It could be closing proximity. And then you can be like, I can tell you love having your hair pulled, don't you? Right. So if you say it like that, that's more than enough dirty talk right there. And like, if you can always like experiment up until where you can go. Like you can even go up to like, I would just throw you on the bed. I would just tie you up, have my way with you. So like you describe it as if you're reading out the fucking 50 Shades of Grey novel, basically.
Sure. Does the lady have any input on that? Like what sort of things do you expect from a guy to say?
What sort of thing do I expect from guys when it comes to the
what sort of things do you
expect from a guy? Sexy time?
What sort of thing do I expect from guys?
Okay. I like a guy who
Sexy time?
has control, who takes control of the situation.
I like a guy who
Was there playback?
I think it's because he has maybe the
video. Can you switch off your laptop, bro? Like
was there playback?
Your audio is like coming back to us. Oh yeah, can you switch off your laptop, bro? Like your audio is like coming back.
All right, go ahead.
I don't like, if it's the first time, I don't want him to be like, lay down, you bitch. You're my little dirty whore on the the first night. That's something you have to build trust. I do like a guy who kind of like teases me a little bit, who like sees with my body language what I like. Let's say that like if he like chucks me a little bit and I'm into it, he chucks me a little bit harder and I show him like that I'm into it. I like him to escalate, basically.
Sure. Okay. So there's a little. You have to establish something first. Got it.
I like him to
Okay.
isolate things.
Alex, what are some of the things that you try to say? Okay, so that's what I was actually curious about.
I caught a little bit of that. What was the question?
Okay. Alex,
You share your
so like
your
what,
things.
what sort of things do you actually say? 'Cause I'm trying to channel my inner
I
Alex
caught a
here.
little bit. I'll be honest. I've been kind of zoning out, so we have to repeat the question again
Okay,
real
so
quick.
the question is like, how do you dirty talk, like on dates, etc. Do you ever dirty talk?
I don't really dirty talk on dates because I think that can come off a little aggressive. I prefer innuendos and using humor and whatnot. So I'll make a lot of like innuendos and jokes like that. You can see it, for example, if you watch the video I released today, you can see that I'm a big fan of like humor and stuff like that. But I don't just straight up dirty talk like on the date itself.
No, not on the date. Like in the moment.
When you're like having chaka chaka, like sex.
I mean, like, are you asking me what exactly I say? Because it's gonna be like personal to the situation. Like, it's like what I say will be completely different than what you would say. I mean, like, are you asking me?
Sure. Okay. So it's almost like contextual based, like maybe what you even did on the date.
Okay, hey bro. First, can you please reduce the volume on your speaker, because whatever we are hearing or whatever we are saying, we are getting feedback. So just mute your speaker phone.
I want to hear from the guys in the comments though. How's the audio
Yeah,
on
they are
your
saying
end?
that they're getting the feedback, but
Oh,
it's
they're
from him.
Oh, okay. They're getting feedback, but it's from him.
Mute your speaker.
I want to hear from the guys.
Yeah, I mean, I got the YouTube
You're not.
sound off. So.
Okay, let's
anyway.
do this. Can you call back? Maybe just take a second, like fix the audio issues because it's really hard to hear. And the what's it called? The guys in the comments are bitching. So just kind of take a look at that. And just call us back in like 10-15 minutes, and then we'll take the call again.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, thanks, man. All right.
Guys, I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, what's going on?
The whole love bombing video you just released yesterday. Have you guys ever done love bombing?
I personally never have. No.
I know.
I didn't really know what it was until
That is like the
recently.
dark side of game, which was something we spoke about, me and J-Mac, right, that day, and that's like the tip of the iceberg.
But
I so many dark.
you know what's funny? That dude, he wasn't even really doing that. Actually, I've been following the case a little bit more closely, and he wasn't even doing that.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like,
He was. It's not love bombing if you say to a girl that you haven't met up with, oh, if we go on a date and we have a good time, I may fall in love with you or something like that. That's not really love bombing per se. Love bombing is more like when you're already together and you're like promising her the world, right, in order to manipulate her. So he wasn't even really doing that. I feel bad for this guy because he got doxxed like a motherfucker.
Okay, after
We're getting
the call,
we're getting another call.
All right, let's take it.
All right, hey man, before you start talking, switch off the speaker on your laptop or wherever you're listening to us. Just only listen to us from the phone, okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead, man.
Yo, so is this dating advice here?
Yeah.
Alright, so basically, my friend sent me this to give me dating advice because I fumble the bag every time. So how do I get a gal?
So where do you want to get the gal?
You get me online and shit, yeah.
What's the question?
Online and shit, yeah. So he wants.
How do I get a gal? Yeah, get me.
What
I
exactly
don't understand.
what exactly
really
is
don't
the question?
understand
I think is he
Okay,
trolling?
should I like? Do you want me to like demonstrate to this girl, yeah, how to pick up a girl, yeah?
What?
Okay. So you want Alex to demonstrate how to pick up Nati?
No. I will demonstrate, and then you give it like a review.
Okay.
Oh,
Sure,
okay.
sure.
So let's.
So are you gonna change the voice as the girl?
Wait, how are you going to demonstrate if you're not here?
Bro,
like,
I'm just gonna
on the
speak, yeah.
phone.
Oh, okay. So you're going to try to pick up Nat. Okay, let's fix the audio issue
Yeah.
because it's a little quiet
Okay,
on this.
I can go and just
Let's increase the volume a little bit because I can't hear shit. All right, so you're going to try to pick up Natty, right? Is that the basic premise? Oh, did he? He hung up. All right, that was interesting.
Okay, going back to the
Call-in
guy.
shows, yeah, they're awesome.
Going back to the guy who got dodged.
Doxed.
Doxed. I love it. I love my English. Do you think that women can get away with a lot of shit that men maybe can't?
Yeah, of course.
We were actually, Alex and I were actually talking about
So
it.
we're getting another call.
All right, let's.
Okay, let's do that.
Oh, he just hung up anyway.
What is this guy doing? He's playing hide and go seek.
It was a different guy, but then he hung up. Whoever just called me back.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting the demo guy again. Okay.
Okay.
Let me just call. Let me just pick up. Yeah, man. Speak up.
Yo, what's good? You said
Okay, we can hear you.
you can hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick up this gal, yeah.
Okay, I'm here.
So basically, that's how it starts. Yo, what you saying? Cause what you saying?
What do I what?
Was that
Where
the?
you
Is that what
staying?
you saying?
Oh, where am I staying?
Yeah.
I'm staying in Brickell.
Oh, that's good. Let's go. What's the name?
Are you trolling? You gotta be trolling. Please tell me you're trolling.
No, I'm trying to hit up the. What you think it's bad?
No, but like that. I mean, like,
Oh,
it feels
so
like
you
you got
think-
some of this game like right out of like a parody movie or something like that. I mean, like where you
call me a
staying?
you
like-
call me a joke.
You gotta use like
Call me joke.
joke.
You calling me a joke?
Not calling you a joke, but calling your game a joke. Yeah, honestly, no offense, but I mean, I feel like this guy's got to be trolling. There's no way this is serious. Where you staying? I mean, like, where are you staying? Like, we gotta use proper English.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
you're violating me?
It's got to be.
It's got to make sense because the thing is that if you're up to a girl and like, yo, girl, where you staying? Where you staying? They're gonna laugh in your face. They're gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, is this guy retarded or something? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. If you're being serious, I don't want to be mean, but I think you're trolling. So in which case, I don't really feel bad. So give it another shot. Give it another
Yeah,
shot.
try it again.
Try proper English, please.
Okay.
And English is all of our second language. So this is coming from a bunch of
Okay.
immigrants.
Alright.
And English is all of our second
Yo, baby gal, what you saying,
Yeah,
baby?
he's trolling.
Alright,
I ain't trolling. That's how I do it, bro.
have a good night, brother.
Baby.
This is funny though. We should keep him on. He's funny.
Alright, and it gets worse because he just started the audio again. I don't want like people.
Oh, okay. That was pretty funny. I knew he was trolling. There's no way anyone's game is that bad. Yo, girl, where you staying? Can you imagine? That's something.
Alright, we're
That's
getting
something
another
like
call.
Fresh Prince per
Getting
CEO
another
would try
call.
to do. Fact.
Alright. What's up, man?
Hello, Indian P.
What's up?
Hello, man. Hey, I just wanted to say briefly to all you guys, thank you.
Sure,
And
man.
I just, from the bottom of my heart, I love what you guys are doing, and I think that
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
romance and love
Thanks, sir.
should be respected. And let's see, what else? Oh, and thank you for all the free value you guys are giving on the show constantly.
Thanks, man. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Thank you for the kind words.
Of course. Yep. Have a good night.
You too, man.
Namaste and ciao.
Oh, take care.
How sweet.
That was sweet.
That was sweet. No, it's the previous guy that has me laughing. I
Yo,
knew,
go where you staying at?
I knew he was gotta be trolling. I'm an excellent troll, and I can spot
one more
another
call.
troll.
McCall.
A troll can always spot a troll.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I love how Alex and like how Indian P and me have like so much hope in humanity, and we're like, let's give him a chance.
I have no hope in
Hey,
humanity.
bro. Can you talk? So he just. What's up, man? He just hung up.
Hello, Indian P.
What's up?
Hello, man. Hey, I just wanted to say briefly.
Cool. I know. It's fine.
What happened? Well, what happened?
Nothing. We good.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
continue.
I thought he was like speaking to you.
No. My phone got connected because it's a Bluetooth, right?
Also,
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys ever stolen anything from each other?
Stolen?
From each
Yeah,
other?
yeah.
No, not
What?
thieves.
I did. I steal from you all the time. I stole it from like one of Nitin's girls.
Huh?
Yeah, like she let like one of the girls.
It's
like,
not theft if it's a bunch of crap that no one cares about.
You didn't
Like-
steal her. I mean, did you fuck her?
No, I stole from her.
All
You
right,
can
so-
steal this fat shit that regular takes.
All right. Next caller. Yeah. Hey, man.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, yeah, I got a couple questions for you guys. Wondering, I know you said your Instagram is muted.
Mhm.
Have you had any problems with that? Like having to explain to girls what happened, why your Instagram got deleted?
Well, it's my personal Instagram. It's not his. His is fine. Yeah, I've had to explain to a few girls, but they usually just let it drop. I'll be like, yeah, my Instagram got hacked, and they'll be like, oh, okay, and that's usually the end of it. So I haven't really had it like lead to any negative consequences. Yeah. So, but it's been annoying for other reasons, like trying to collaborate with people and try to share like cute pictures of my dog and whatnot. That's been like real hassle. Not having my Instagram.
Do you think that not
Yeah,
having an
makes
Instagram takes away from the game?
I
Maybe
mean, we
maybe-
never
maybe a-
banked on our Instagram anyway. We just
Maybe a
like
bit.
Do you think that girls tend to be more sketchy when a guy doesn't
sketched
have
out.
Insta?
Yeah, maybe.
Some of them, I think, some of them. But I think if you explain it properly.
I used to date a guy who didn't have an Instagram.
It's cool.
Well, anyway, let's let this guy. So go ahead.
Yeah. What's the other question, man?
Yeah, I got another question too. What do you think is a good text for like re-engagement after you're hooking up with a chick? Like, what's a good way to get the conversation started? Another question too. You had a good time, but like nothing. You know, sometimes you'll start a conversation easy depending on what happens, but that's kind of tough to like just start a conversation. Or what would you say is good?
Is the question what's a good
So like
re-engage?
after like hooking up, was the re-engage?
Well, if she's disappearing on you after hooking up, that's a pretty bad sign. But I would hit her with it depends on the context. The first text would be like something like, hey, you know, how's it going? Or something like that. And then if she doesn't respond to that, I might hit her with like a harsher takeaway. I'd be like, I might even say like, I genuinely didn't take you for the flaky type or something like that.
Alex favorite.
I do like that text because it's very good at provoking responses. Because
What if she goes like I didn't take you for the needy guy?
but she
That's fine.
but she disappeared. Like it's only needy if that's like the first thing you sent to her. But if there's been a few texts and you've tried to make contact with her and she hasn't responded and you've given her time, then
But
I mean, if
she
she's gonna
says-
say that after like you're just trying to make things happen, then fuck that shit anyway. Right?
Oh, okay.
Who cares?
didn't take yeah.
That's something I would say if a guy sends me I didn't take you for the needy for like the flaky type. I would be like, and I didn't take you for the needy type.
I would say is it so needy to try to hang out with you again?
Yeah.
And I would be like,
Is it so wrong to show interest these days? Is my new ring engager, by the way. Take everyone steal it. That's my new ring engager.
I've been going with so
So
cute.
let's
so
say you're
cute,
hooking
yet
up with
so
her for
flaky.
the first time. Oh, sorry to interrupt. I can't. You hear me okay?
Yeah. Go for it.
So yeah, let's say you're hooking up for the first time on like Saturday. How long would you wait to send you like a text, like midweek, or when do you think is a good time to engage?
Well, because I think people use the word re-engage and mean different things. Are we talking about like you texted her after Saturday and she didn't respond, and then you're texting her, double texting her? Or are we talking about she hasn't ignored you yet, like you just haven't hit her up? Which one of those are we talking about?
Second one. So yeah, let's say you text her. You know,
Oh,
and,
okay. So I
you know,
would hit her up the next day or something.
kind of
Like,
set something up.
yeah, I would hit her up like either later that night or the next day. I'll be like, you know, I had fun or good seeing you or blah blah blah. I would probably hit her up like the following day. I wouldn't wait like 4 days after she leaves to hit her up. That's too long in my opinion.
yeah, I would be turned off by that. I actually prefer the guy to hit me on.
I think guys are often too worried about coming off as needy, so they play like too cool.
So I mean, this is food for thought. I feel like the neediest thing to do is trying not to come across needy.
Nah, but the girl doesn't know that. It's
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
the girl
you are
doesn't
trying
know
not to come across
The
needy.
girl is gonna think.
But then
it's-
you're thinking so much inside your head, like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Is that gonna come across needy?
Yeah,
but
but,
you're
like,
feeding into that. in
the
your own-
take from the girl would be like he was just not into it. If a guy waits 4 days to text me back after sex, I would be like, he's just using me. He doesn't. It would be a turn off for me.
Yeah.
I would
But-
prefer for the guy to text me.
My point was
right
something
away.
else. My point was, so like what Alex said, right? That too many guys like try to do things to not come across needy. But if anything, if you're trying so hard to not come across needy, that's actually a very needy behavior in itself.
But my counterpoint to that is that there's no like,
the girl is not going to know. But the thing is,
there's no like, okay, let's just say it like okay, let's I don't know how to explain this without pissing off 50% of the audience. Let's say there is a God, right? It's not like God is the one that's keeping track of like your neediness, right? It's like it's all subjective. So if you could be the neediest motherfucker, you could spend all day just pacing around your apartment and like typing the message and deleting it, typing and deleting it. And sure, that makes you needy, but the girl has no idea. So thus, according to which perspective are you needy? The only perspective that matters according to her perspective,
so
because then she disappears aside from the mental anguish you'll bring
my
on yourself.
counterpoint to that is, if you are
My
thinking
counterpoint
so
is
much,
fuck you, there's a God.
Alex.
If you think so much about like, let's say you're the girl is never going to know how you're going to be needy, right? You're never going to send that text, okay? But if you're thinking so much, it's going to keep feeding into your whatever that energy, like that needy energy you have, or like wanting to text her, etc. So all of that, it's going to feed into that.
Yeah.
And if anything, like the text he will send one day later, that's probably going to be the neediest thing ever.
But
because
I think
he's like just keep thinking about it, pacing around and things like that.
from a woman's perspective, going back to the point, I prefer for the guy to text me right after the deed. Something like, hey, I really liked last night. I had fun. Let's do it again. Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying you do that, but then when's a good time to text back? Like you send that
After,
text
like-
at the end of the night, ideally. You know?
After she left, like wait like an hour or
A few
so.
hours later or the
I'd be
following
like,
day,
hey,
the latest.
no, the following day, I would still feel like, oh, I prefer for the guy to text me like right after, like, hey, I had fun tonight.
No. I get that. I guess a better question is, when are you making plans though? Like you're not to make plans that night. You know, like do you think that's the way?
Well, you can. You can actually make
could.
you can make plans that night while she's over, or you can make them the next day. There's no hard rule that you have to wait 3-4 days to make plans again. I think you can make plans. That part is completely up to you. You can make them that night while she's over. You can make them the next day. You can make them the following day. Really, I don't think you have to worry like, oh shit, like this chick I banged, I made plans with her the next day. Like that, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I'm just thinking because a lot of girls will think that like, you know, you're trying to go for a relationship or something if you are texting them too soon.
That could be an issue. Yes,
waiting a couple days,
it is going
you know
to
what
be
I
an
mean?
issue. But so if a lot of girls think, okay, let's say me or Alex bang, right? Like, and the next day we hit up, and like
Alex, should
separately.
Should I know something, guys?
So if the next day we do hit up the
this
girl,
analogy.
right? We're not gonna come across needy. Why? Because we just gamed her. So we set the right frames. We gamed her well. Like the bang happened. But even though we texted the next day, we're not gonna come across needy because in person the vibe was not as needy as at all. So it's all going to be like context wise, contrast wise. Let's say you were very needy in person and banged her. Then if you text the next day or 2 days later, you're probably still gonna have that like, oh, he's being a bit needy. Maybe he wants a relationship. Meanwhile, me or Alex, like we make like we set sexual frames. We make sexual jokes. All of that is gonna make it clear to her that okay, whatever this guy does, it's not gonna be serious, basically. So it's all about like you have to also compare it to the way you gamed her and how the sex was, etc., etc.
Can I give my 2 cents here?
Sure.
I think that like a lot of men have this fear that every girl they're gonna sleep with wants a relationship, and that's not always true. Sometimes girls also want a steady fuck buddy. So I think it's important for you to let go of that fear and just be genuinely who you are as a person, the same way you are with your friends. Treat her as
So
such.
would you? Yeah, I hear you. Would you expect the guy to bring up that conversation, or would you make the effort to try to? Like,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I was saying, like, in your opinion, would you make wait for the guy to have that conversation, or would you make the effort to try to figure out, the guy's looking for another relationship or friends benefit?
Usually, like, it depends on what I see the guy from. Like, let's say that this is a guy who I see potential. Like, if I see him as a relationship guy, I'm not gonna sleep with him on the first date. So like that's usually where like whether like the girl's intentions are from there. I think that depends. It depends. Like, my recommendation is for you to always be honest with a person and be like, hey, like, I'm not looking for a relationship right now.
I don't think you need to do that though. Like, I don't think you need to like just like full like do like the announcement like I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Like, I think that people get it. Like, I don't
think people always get it, and I don't think women always get it, because sometimes men can be very deceitful.
I don't know. I mean, I would say that give it at least a month
If
before
people
you.
were deceitful, they wouldn't be calling here.
I would say
you know.
I would say
What's
give
that?
give it. I would say give it a month before.
What touched?
I think the speakers have literally just shot themselves. What's going on here? All right, quick tech. Oh, something got unplugged.
Yeah, it makes sense.
it's-
Actually, too, I'm wondering. I was listening to one of your other videos, and you said you have like, I think this is like a couple days ago, you have a puppy that is able to text your matches for you. Is there like, do you have a system that you can match? Because I have so many matches that keep up, get like probably like 80 matches a day.
I mean,
And
that's
it's just at the
that's a
point
quality
where,
problem, right?
What's the problem?
yeah, it's
So he
obviously
has
a
a
high
lot of
class problem,
matches.
but
How
it's
do you
at the
guys
point where,
handle, like, okay, if you have a lot of matches, I would keep it as simple as possible, as direct as possible. If let's say I had 80 matches a day, which never happens, 80 matches a day, if I would open every chick the same way. I would play efficient text game and not like do calibrated text game, etc. I would just be like, you're just my type, or can I be really honest? I really want to tie you up to my bed, or things like that. Like, I would be very direct.
That's a 6'3" white guy problem.
Exactly, but I would be very direct to a point where it's like you can easily get like lays stacked for the week, basically.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I've been kind of playing around with that, and I found that like being too sexual, like once you get into sexting and stuff, it usually doesn't go in your favor. I guess it, depends.
Yeah, you will lose more girls than you will get them, but the ones you get them, they're going to be very compliant.
Let me quickly weigh in, and then we do got to move on to the next caller because I don't want to bore the audience. But I will say this: you can just simply minimize this issue just by having a more sexual bio. So screen before you even match with a girl, have a somewhat sexual bio, and then those 80 matches a day will turn into 30 matches a day. But those 30 matches will be a lot more a lot more compliant and a lot more down to bang. So that's what I would do, is I would just sexualize the bio a lot more.
And fix that.
What's going on? All right, let's okay. Anyway, man, we're gonna, because we're getting some feedback, but hopefully that was helpful. And
yeah, all right, guys, take care.
Nice
talking to you.
All right, man, take care.
Cool, man.
What is the fuck is going on with the speakers?
I think we should just continue with that.
Well, we promised the guys a call-in show, so I want to see if they can make it. Bear with us, guys. Fucking tech issues. This is the bane of my existence. These stupid tech issues. It's like spend $20,000 on equipment, still tech issues. Is it good now?
Yeah, it seems so.
Okay. What was the issue?
I just touched the. I don't know. I have no clue, man. Like, I don't work for tech.
But you do work in tech. Different kind of tech.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take the next caller.
Yes, next caller, come in.
I want some troll calls. I want some haters.
All right, call.
Why do you always want to fight with people?
Yeah, go for
Makes
it, man.
me feel alive.
Like something about us, you guys, Alex and I.
Yo.
individually- Sorry.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, talk, bro.
Scott on player.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Playing with fire.
Yep.
Play with fire.
Playing with fire. I'm honored to be here.
Oh, welcome.
Let me just cut to the chase. Buddy in the flat, like, who gave you the credibility to be dishing out game, boss? I mean,
Who gave
you're
us
really
the
just like a
credibility?
reincarnated Gandhi, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Who gave us the
No,
credit?
I'm just busting your balls. Man. Big fan of the show, Alex. Though I'd like to make a point though.
Okay.
Yeah,
I kind of
go ahead.
I kind of feel like your style of game is. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's outdated. I don't know if you're familiar with Todd V's work, but he has a different approach to game. In a sense, I feel like we're in a generation where boils down to like dudes are just pussies, man.
Hang on, I got to understand this. Wait, so you're saying that Todd's style is more modern than ours? Is that the argument?
I'd say Todd has a more like relatable, more genuine approach. Yes, I'd say, but he also has the boldness that I feel like your material lacks.
He has.
I've watched the infield. It doesn't really
Boldness,
resonate.
okay.
What have
However-
you ever tried Todd's style of game? That's my question. Have you ever tried like doing all this like fancy
Oh,
verbals?
I've bought the Patreon and everything, one-on-one consultations. I mean, it's worked wonders for me.
Okay.
So you've banged chicks using Todd's style of game?
Oh yeah, I close beauties like weekly. Actually, I'm actually on my
Legally?
way to go.
You just said legally.
Well, yeah, I think all these styles are
Legally.
involved
I'm a
illegally.
dog.
I don't think anyone's teaching like rape game on YouTube, so I'm sure legally kind of goes without saying. But so you're saying you've had really good success with Todd's style?
Anyways, that's besides the point. I actually came here for a question I've actually been meaning to ask.
Well, hang on. You can't just throw in like 20 nigs
Yeah.
and then move on to a question. It's like
I mean, that's Todd V's style. Just so you know, that is Todd V's style.
this is like, oh, by the way, you guys suck dick. I think you're a faggot. But anyway, let me ask you a question. So, what do you think about rainbows?
All right,
yeah.
buddy, you better research my goddamn name.
So-
Todd V is the best goddamn coach in dating there is, bud.
Okay. So, do you
Sure.
want
Not
to?
to
Are you
disrespect
Sure.
Todd V.
Let's say that.
Are you-
Sure. But what's
You
Todd?
understand?
Is that you? Are you using a voice modifier? Imagine. Todd is such a great coach that he's too much of a pussy to come on the podcast.
let's give a
By the way,
okay.
Todd's point
I'll
five
give
girls
you.
you've ever
But okay,
seen in
let's
your life.
just go with that. Let's say Todd is the best coach. What's the question? I'm curious what this epic question is.
All right. Besides the point of game, it's another aspect of game, if you will, in particular the sex aspect.
Mhm.
However, what would you recommend to a man that, let's say, has premature ejaculation issues? You get the Johnson out, gets a little overstimulated, and boom, you're busting in a matter of seconds.
Can't your boy Todd help you with that? Just have Todd jerk you off beforehand. Have Todd give you a nice handy, and then you're good to go, and then you should be fine.
Buddy, the sales must be a little low. Eh?
I mean,
Is that your bird?
is that my what?
Would have thought your game would have helped you out finding a better beauty than that, But more power to you. To each his own, boss.
Is your question what to do if you have premature ejaculation? Is that the question?
That was the question.
Okay, so I've written articles about this and I made a video on this, but to the long and short of it is there's several things you can do. You can approach it as a medical issue, go to a functional medicine doctor and see what's up with your hormones. Your hormones could be off. Another thing is you can try kratom. That's really a game changer when it comes to like busting too early. Maca is also quite helpful.
Cialis actually helps too. Like take a
Wait. Who?
Cialis.
Who
Cialis.
cares? Kick rocks, bud.
I think this guy's got to be trolling.
He just hung up.
Oh.
I mean, let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Alex wanted that.
No, but I want a real hate. I want a real hater, not a troll.
What?
I mean, most of the time he was very encouraged. So, anyway, next call.
Problem is I couldn't hear him well.
Yeah, hey man.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, what's up?
So
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yeah.
loud and clear.
Okay, so I got a quick question. All right, so right now I'm here in Canada, and most of the girls here, they won't date you unless you're vaccinated.
Oh.
So what do you do about the situation?
I mean, get vaccinated, I guess.
My
Because,
answer
would be to lie.
my answer is not one I can give on YouTube, but I think you guys can all figure out what I'm thinking, and I just can't say it because I don't want to get canceled. But I think you can kind of figure out if you think hard enough what I'm thinking. But that's probably what.
No, I know what you're saying, but the problem is you're like, you can't even bring a girl, like you can't go to eat anywhere because like you're not allowed anywhere. And like there's not much you could really do. So if even if I do lie at that point, like I don't want to be with someone or like smash someone that is that shallow, you know. So like, how do I go about the situation?
Yeah, that's tricky. Yeah, I think well, I've had this debate with her a bazillion times, but I think vaxing is. I'm not gonna say it on YouTube. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, you could just invite them straight to your place, so then you can get around that. But if you don't want to be with that kind of girl in the first place, then I think really the only thing you can do is either screen out a lot of chicks or move to like Florida, for example. In Florida, no one really gives a shit, right? Like no one.
Or do the test before.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, but the problem is I can't even leave the country right now either. So like, I'm in a predicament.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to have two choices. You can either screen really aggressively and screen out all the vax chicks, or you can just, just suck it up and just invite them straight over and just like bang them at your place instead of going to public dates. I think those are pretty much your two
Yeah,
options.
you can easily. Okay, so you could even go to the towards the direction of all these fucking restrictions are not even letting us have fun. Why don't I whip us up some dinner and we'll split a bottle of wine. I'll play some nice music. Just say that. So like you're kind of selling the at home date, but you're like painting it in a better picture. Plus, it's easier to bang anyway.
Okay, but yeah, for sure. That's like right now. I was like, right now that's just an easy excuse. But like, if it does open up again, they're gonna be like, especially if I'm smashing her multiple times. Last time that happened, this one chick was like, "Oh, so why can't we go anywhere?" Like, no shit. And I told her, and I just kicked her out. I was like, "Well, if you're trying to do this, then there's no point, you know."
Well, what you can do is you can screen sexually beforehand over text, so that way when the girl comes over, she's like actually like down. So you can just minimize, if not avoid, this issue by screening aggressively or somewhat aggressively over text.
Now this is after smashing. Like, if I'm
sorry, what?
Like, keep the rotation if I'm just getting these small leaps.
I didn't understand that part. What do you say?
So this is part of your rotation. You already banged these chicks.
Yeah, I already banged her maybe like once.
Okay.
And then after that, like, if I want to keep calling her back, at that point, like, unless it's a constant booty call, which isn't that easy to get. So how do I screen for a proper one?
I mean, so is the issue that wait? So you bang this chick. So what's I'm not seeing the issue. So if she asks you why can't we go out, you're like, I'm not vaccinated. Like, that's a pretty simple solution.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, they're be asking too much questions. So after that, the whole situation's cut off. So I ain't banging her anymore.
I mean, I don't think a chick will cut you off if you just because, like, if you banged her and then you didn't get vaccinated. I mean, I would just like be like, yeah, I didn't do it because health reasons, right? And just leave it at that. Like, you don't have to, like, you don't owe her like a detailed explanation of like your theories around the vaccine. You can be like, yeah, like, I'll I can't do it for health reasons, but I get tested regularly. There we go. Like, that's problem solved right there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you guys' help. Hey?
Sure, man. Yep.
No worries, bro.
Take care.
All right. Stay safe.
The people are obsessed with COVID still.
I just wanted to say before Alex cut me off very rudely that, like, as individuals, we are very argumentative.
All right, let's talk. Next caller. All right, you're on air, man. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on?
So,
all right. So my question is, and it might be a dumb question, but so when I invite girls to my place, and sometimes I'm like in my head a lot. I'm thinking, is she bored? Because it's low key a boring thing. Like, we're just, sipping wine, watching TV. So my question is, like, should I add some variation to that, or should I just keep it simple?
Keep it simple. Just invite her over for a bottle of wine. There's no need to, like, try to entertain her. Your goal isn't to be like her dancing monkey or her clown. Just invite her over for a bottle of wine. And that's sufficient.
One thing I noticed is, like you said, we won't be doing anything. We'll just be watching TV. Don't watch TV on the first date when you're talking to a girl. Like, get to know her.
Oh, yeah?
Don't have any kind of other distractions. You can just play music that to like a half the max volume, and you can just get to know her. So that, like, if you watch TV or etc., it's just going to kill the tension, because there's going to be a lot of places where you don't even talk. So it's
Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think I'm just overthinking it
Yeah.
because I'm thinking, is she having a good time? Like, so then I'm in my head and
or reframe this into your head. Okay, if she's with me, she's having a good time. That's it.
Mm,
Have that.
yeah.
More like, am I having a good time? That's how I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Of
Oh
course.
Why
shit.
is this girl
that's,
so
that's
boring?
good too.
Reframe.
All right then. Yeah, I appreciate it, y'all.
Yeah, for
Alright,
sure,
man.
man. Well,
Thanks for calling.
before we
Later.
take the next call, let's let Natty finish because
Yes,
she
please
has
go.
some thought that she wants to get out. So go ahead.
I wanted to say, going back to the fact that you want haters to call because you want to fight. Alex and I, as individuals, were very argumentative, but as a couple, we never fight. We're very peaceful.
We rarely fight. Yeah.
Next caller. I can take it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You're on air, man.
EMP.
Hello?
You're on air.
Hey, how's it going?
Chillin', man. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I'm a little nervous, but this is my. So I just need some like texting advice.
Go for it.
So there's this chick I've been talking to on Tinder, and I'll just kind of give you like an overview of what's been going on. So basically, we made plans for Thursday, and I just said, cool, Thursday evening works for me, say 8 p.m.
Mhm.
So she says, I'll confirm come Thursday with like a laughing emoji. And then she says, I get shy. And so I just said, no worries, it won't take long to warm you up. Shoot me your number. So she gives me her number, and I'm going to go to the text and conversation now.
Okay.
So basically, we have some good banter on the phone. I do the good old Alex trick. I'll just say Brian with the like winky face or whatever. Then she says her name, and then I say, "Oh, the one with the cute smile," and she says, "Hey, haha." And I say, "How's your morning treating you?" She says, "Great. Feeling positive about the day. You." And then I go for the looking nice and fit for our day. And I said I cooked an omelet and all that shit. And then, so basically, we banter for a bit. I send her a pic of my cat. She sends a pic of her dog. And then I say, are those your dogs? Then we're wanting to get one for a bit now. And then that's when she disappears. And so then I waited about a day. I waited till tonight. And I said, yo, sexy. And she says, hi, ha, ha, ha. And I said, we on for tomorrow night. And then she just disappears. And then I waited another couple hours. And I said, don't be shy. So I'm not sure like what to do, if I should like try to get her on the phone, or if I should just say, if you're too nervous, I'd understand. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So she just disappeared for no reason. Yeah, I would hit her with a genuinely didn't take you for the flaky type text and see if she responds to that. But sometimes chicks just disappear for no reason at all with no explanation. That happens to everybody.
So
Because she even said when I was on Tinder when I said Thursday evening work, she says, I'll confirm come Thursday. I get shy. So like I don't know if she's just like getting cold feet or I don't know.
okay, so the way
Definitely
I
could
would
do
have
that.
the way I would have addressed it is when she said, I get shy, right? It's going to register
Yeah.
in my mind, okay, that means she's at least a bit nervous and she needs a bit more banter, okay? So I know that you tried to do that on the phone or over text a bit, but that was still not enough. So when you did the whole dogs thing, etc., right? Over there, you should have already assumed like the Thursday is not happening because first of all, there's a concern that you still need to address, which is that she might get shy, right? There's two things I would have done. First thing is like, I'm sure you would open up to me real quick, which is something similar to what you said, right? But I would say something like that. And I would also reassure that I'm sure we'll have a good time, but is there a reason why you don't sound confident? So if you say that, like at least she's going to give you another reason why it might not happen, which is probably going to just redirect, or else like it's going to, the conclusion is going to be that you still need to banter a bit more before setting up the date. So Thursday is actually the soft close, and you need to vibe and banter more to make the hard close happen for the Thursday.
Oh, so you think I didn't like banter enough?
Yeah.
Basically, is that what you mean?
Yeah, over the phone, basically she's shy, right? Who knows? Maybe she is shy, or is just like she just doesn't know much about you. She just doesn't feel the emotions yet, or whatever. Like, or she's still not bought into the idea of meeting up with you, even though she kind of confirmed the Thursday. But it's just like that's how like people behave. Like that's how girls behave. So yeah, basically that's what I would see it as.
I think that definitely there's a good possibility that she got cold feet, but you know that just happens. That will happen. That happens to me. That happens to everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would hit her with a takeaway, like maybe if you're too nervous to understand, or I generally didn't take you for the flaky type. See if she responds to that. But sometimes they don't. And there's nothing you can do. You just gotta move on, run high volume. Honestly.
How long do you think I should wait to go for that? Do you think I should try to send another text tonight, or just wait till tomorrow?
Wait until tomorrow for sure.
Oh, okay, cool. And do you think I just have one more question. So like me and my brother and my cousin, they always go for like talking to chicks on the phone. Like they think, I don't know, they just say like it like builds comfort. And I always say like I just like try to do it when I feel like it's necessary. But they always try to go immediately for the phone call. So I wanted to see what y'all's like opinion on that is.
I don't think a phone call is like always necessary, so I don't do it. I mean, I just think it can be, it's like superfluous quite often. So
Yeah.
I always like to do the bare minimum.
Plus, girls get super weird about like talking to a stranger on the phone. It could just be a lot of pressure on her. So if you're trying to go for like building comfort, you could try voice notes. Voice notes, it's so much.
Yeah, I think
so
voice
much better.
notes
It's
are
like,
better option.
Hey, my pussy is waiting to meet you, and then you send the picture of the cat. You know. Yeah. So you can say something like that, but then you send it as a voice note, so it builds much more comfort, basically.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
Cool.
Thank you.
If you have another question, you can just call us back.
Okay? Yeah. We, can't have dead air, but yeah.
All right, man.
Thanks for calling.
I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate the advice. So
no worries,
I'm loving the stream, by the way.
Yeah,
oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Wait.
All right, have a good one.
Hold on a second before taking another call. So I'm going to explain to you why I like the heaters, because I feel like if the whole stream is just people calling, and I like it when people are fans and they're like, you know, thank you, you changed my life, blah blah. Like I like that, and it's validating for me. But I feel like that gets boring after a while, right? For the audience, right? So we have to keep in mind that this show is not for like me and you; it's for the audience, right? Exactly. So I feel like the haters provide a nice contrast. It's like fuck you, you suck, and then we get into like
turmoil, you know?
Yeah,
people love drama. So
yeah, so it's like a movie, right? In the movie, there's got to be a little conflict, but then you know you have the happy ending. But the happy ending is not happy without the conflict.
I don't think you're that polarizing on YouTube. In real life, I think you are, but on YouTube, you're
if anything, in real life, I'm less polarizing.
Yeah, less polarizing.
I think not with
fucking.
girls. I think that
like
girls,
he's talking to guys here, so it doesn't matter.
Huh?
He's talking to guys here, so
well, I guess girls could
like
call in too. But
he's more polarizing in real life.
I think I'm a lot less polarizing in real life.
Yeah.
What did I do? I take my dog for a walk, like
with girls in general. I think
but
with girls, you're
the
like
context
either
here is like he's waiting for haters coming. Yeah.
I know what he means.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be funny if like one of my scorn dates,
But actually, when he said about like Todd's game, right? Let's break down Todd's game. Like real quick, let's break down Todd's game. His entire game is just fucking push pull. What he does is like, hey, you're super cute, but I don't know about that dress shirt. Hey, you're super cute, but I don't know about those nail paints. Like he'll fucking push in these unnecessary jabs, like a very left-handed or whatever backhanded compliments all the fucking time. There's one infield as well, like the girl calls him out, saying like, see, you say something which is super sweet, but then all of a sudden it feels like a backhanded compliment. Do you purposely do that? Like she straight up calls him out. She straight up calls him out on saying that, basically, which is crazy.
I think I think that people don't really understand what good game is supposed to look like quite often. They think that it's supposed to be like really fancy and like look gimmicky and shit and like look like a bunch of verbal gymnastics.
I think they want to have fun looking at other people's game, which is so silly.
But that's not really what a good game is. Good game shouldn't.
Yeah, hey man, you're actually on air. Yeah,
sorry,
you were having a conversation, but yeah, you're on air.
You wanna violate me first, yeah, and then you end the call, yeah.
Who?
Bro, one guy's fucking receiving, the other guy already lost his hair, and this gal is already losing her. What are you talking about, huh?
What you got to say this time? Let's hear your latest pickup line.
No.
You spent half an hour thinking about it. Let's hear it,
baby.
Nah,
getting
I
heated.
can't call him, bro.
Come on, man.
I wonder if
Keep
he's
talking.
using a voice modulator.
Todd, is
What?
that you?
Are you dumb? Bro, one guy's fucking bald, the other guy's receding, and the girl looks like she's about to recede. What are you talking about?
Ooh, baby.
What did he say?
He's trying to like attack. I don't know.
He's
trying to insult.
He's trying what?
The problem is I
trying
can't
what?
understand him.
What?
Yeah.
An insult doesn't really work if the other
Can
person
you
can't
talk in,
understand
can
it.
you talk in English, brother? Like,
Ass, bro. Who ass? I didn't ask.
Okay.
Bro, shut the fuck up.
If
I wonder what
What's
his
up, little bitch?
I wonder what his real voice sounds like. Imagine it's like all high pitched
What
and
is my
nasally.
real voice?
Hello,
Are you dumb?
my
Bro,
name
this
is
is why
Johnny. I'm gonna
gingers
pick up
are
your.
fucking stupid. This is why gingers are stupid.
I mean, he's definitely using a soundboard. But anyway, this is there's
Nah,
Nice.
this ain't no
You're
soundboard.
pretty
What
funny,
are you
bro.
talking about?
You're pretty funny.
yeah,
You're
just,
pretty, and you're pretty bald. You're pretty bald.
Oh, thank you. I'm pretty bold.
yeah. The problem is with the trolls is it's not as entertaining as like a real hater because a
Yeah.
troll is just like they're just like mimicking what you said. Like I
It's
want a real hater, not
Yeah.
like a troll or just someone who
I think the Todd guy was actually a real hater. Like he was like
I
trying
don't-
to attack your game a bit, right? So that's fine. I like it.
yeah.
I
I
like
couldn't
it.
understand half of what he was saying either.
I think they're holding the phone like too close.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
they're like squeezing the phone. I'm gonna
But anyway.
squeeze the life out of my
So
phone.
yeah, back to the Todd thing. Like there's real like there's an infield of him picking up a chick. Like the girl is super into him. The banter is going well, but then he becomes predictable. Like he's like, oh yeah, I really like this T-shirt, but then what does it say there, right? Like he just keeps going on these weird fucking push-pull notions. Like I can imagine him like he's about to fuck. I really like the taste of your pussy, but I don't know about how it's gonna feel on my dick. Like I can feel him say that to a girl
My
because
mom's
that's
expression is priceless.
how fucking predictable he is with his game. Like he just keeps doing push-pull until I don't know. I hope he doesn't do that to his little baby when he's born. Your tiny baby, you have a diaper on, but then you suck nipples like a bitch. I don't
So,
know.
I have a question. Who do you think here it's better when it comes to like speaking of game? Who's better between the two of you when it comes to text game, and who's better when it comes to
See, this is what I mean about how she's always starting in fights. This is kind of what I was
We
talking
just have
about.
different styles, I would say.
who do you think has a better texting style and texting game?
But that's like asking like, is pizza better than pasta? Like it just depends on your preference. Like
Yeah.
you can't really like answer that question. It's highly subjective.
Well, like in your opinion, who has better text game, you or NP?
In his opinion,
third-party opinion.
yeah, it has to be a
Like-
third
I
party
like
opinion.
I know my opinion. Who has
But you
better text
but you
game?
haven't seen both of our text games.
Yeah.
That's the thing because you've never seen really
I mean,
mine.
she kind of saw mine.
I've seen like NP and I are kind of like doing like we did not anymore a Bumble experiment where I was texting for him.
Yes, she took a Tinder. She did a Bumble takeover for me.
Yeah, for like.
All right,
the
I'm
week.
gonna change the topic because this topic is retarded. Who's better?
Alex,
That is true. Yeah, I mean,
This
like,
is a dumb
but
topic.
like then cold approach.
Who's better?
Cold approach is better.
Debatable still.
Really?
Yeah,
I agree
I-
with NP.
I don't want to
Like,
get. I don't
we're
want to get.
better.
I don't want to get into like a dick measuring contest though. Like who's better between us
Yeah,
two?
I know, like-
It's just so
So
dumb.
okay, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses?
Can we
when it
cut off her
comes to-
mic, please?
Yeah.
We should have an option to cut off
His
people's mic.
mom, no, it's not
We
gonna
do have
happen.
that.
Oh, we actually do have that.
It's not gonna happen because his
I'm not
mom.
gonna be a referee.
She's not gonna do that,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like she's gonna
Fair
take
enough.
my side.
It doesn't matter whose cold approach is better. It doesn't matter because we're part of the same brand anyway. So
Plus,
it makes no difference at all.
We are happy with our results. Like so, in the end, it is just a dick measuring context. Like, oh yeah,
You
he
guys,
like
I'm
I
trying to
banged a
bring
chick,
drama
or
here,
he
and you
banged a
guys
chick,
are
or like
not reciprocating the drama.
Right, but the drama is between like
this is
It's
drama
more
between us.
juicy. It's more juicy.
No?
You see, guys. You see? I'm trying to make something happen here.
I don't know.
Haters, please call us back.
Why don't you chug? Why don't you chug a gallon of milk and then you can throw up and that can be
That'd be nice.
that can be drama. You can puke all over a nice like
Ooh.
fancy microphone
Do,
equipment.
do you remember when I
The
puke all over
funny
your
part
car?
is,
I
our
could-
tech guy
I'm
has
trying to
been
forget.
posting so many polls. So the poll for this one was like, who has better game? Alex 57%, Indian P 42%. I like that.
Oh, I
So
like
there's
that.
1% missing actually, according to that logic.
It's like they round it off.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
like 14 votes.
Very smart. Like you
I mean,
calculated.
you don't have to be that intelligent
That's
to,
YouTube.
to
That's
add
the YouTube.
47 plus 42. I mean, this is something I learned in middle school.
99, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're on air, bro.
Your mom has like very.
Yeah, you're on air.
Hello?
What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going? So I was asking you guys first or the question first?
Go for it.
The question or the criticism?
Oh, juicy. All right, let's go ahead.
Which one? Sorry about that. Couldn't hear it.
You're speaking a bit too loud into the phone, bro. Can you?
Oh, it's too loud? Okay, I'll get some distance. How does it sound now? Is it good?
It's better.
A little better.
Okay, cool. I'll just be a little more quiet. So first question is, you give us a different demographic of women. Do you ever change your vocabulary or the way you speak?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What was the question?
Changing vocabulary as if you speak with a different girl. So if you change up the way you talk.
Like different phrases.
I never do that.
I do that all the fucking time.
I never do that. This is how I speak.
For every girl, I speak different.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Calibration.
How do you speak? Yeah, I'm curious about this.
Tell us more.
Every structure is like different. Like every girl, I will teach.
So if you're like hanging out with a girl from the hood, are you like speaking like a hood rat? Like,
no, I mean I'll.
Yo, what up,
like,
mama?
I will speak sometimes. Sometimes it'll be a shorter sentence. Sometimes it'll be a spelled out sentence. What is good? Like, let's say with some girls, I'll be like, "What trouble are you causing?" But then with like Colombian chicks or like chicks from Prague or Czech Republic, I'll be like, "How has your day been going?" etc. Because I cannot tell what trouble have you been causing to a girl who's
no, I don't do that. The only thing I do is if the girl's English is not her first language, I just dumb it down so that she can understand me. But that's the only kind of like change.
But I even talk appealing towards the like culture, etc. as well.
Do you change like aspects of, I don't want to say personality, but for lack of better words, like your behavior, things like that? Is there girls like who you are like, maybe I'm gonna be sweeter to this girl?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna be more like
a girl who's like a girl who's lesser confident about herself. I will give a little bit more validation. I'll be sweeter, nicer. I will use a softer tonality. But with a chick who likes confidence, I'll be extra confident.
I want to set you up with like a chick straight out of the hood and like just so I can watch how you interact with her.
I would probably be
exactly.
I would be hoodie as fuck too. Yeah, girl, what you taking at? I can't say anything.
No, I mean, everyone has like a different sort of. I mean, where I'm at is very multicultural, so there's different kind of races. There's a lot of different races of like girls that I deal with, and oftentimes a certain kind of like way that I speak doesn't translate well, or maybe they don't respond well. But if I change my tone or the vocabulary that I use, like I get better results. And I was wondering if that's something that you teach, because I don't watch all your videos. I pop in here and there, so I was trying to see if you could elaborate.
Be a video idea, but it would mean like we would get.
Well, there you go, Alex.
On the way.
Yeah, me personally, I've never done that. The only thing I do is I'll dumb it down if she doesn't speak English well, but that's about the extent of it. I don't change like this is how I speak. And I feel like any other way of speaking wouldn't really be authentic or genuine to how I communicate. Like I'm just trying to imagine myself. This reminds me when I was like in middle school, and I used to think like I was really into Eminem, and I was like, oh, like that's what all the cool kids are doing. I wore bandana and shit, and I used to like try to speak like I was like in the hood, and like everyone just laughed in my face, like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Like you're a retard.
So cute.
And I was like, that
obviously,
that taught me a lesson.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not saying you should change your accent or something like that. But
I think the way you're asking is like you're asking in terms of like how can I connect with this specific person, like the way how can I be relatable to this specific girl, right? The way you talk is going to be received well.
Yeah, let's say you're speaking to an older lady that's, let's say, a PhD candidate. You're not going to speak to the same way as let's say a 20-year-old you meet at a club.
Exactly. So it's yeah.
I would literally
or maybe that's too. Yeah.
I think how I would speak to a 20-year-old would be very similar to how I would speak to a 45-year-old, honestly. I don't think there would be major differences.
Wow.
I would approach it differently for sure.
I don't think there would be major differences, and maybe very
maybe
subtle.
I'm in the Indian teas side of the argument here. Okay, so thank you for the answer. Could I go for the criticism aspect now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the only criticism is, and I hope you don't take it the wrong way, Alex. Sometimes when you're interviewing people, some of the jokes or let's say the remarks that you have often come off as like very childish. And I feel like it could turn off a lot of the older audience. or kind of like a little bit more the mature audience. But maybe your algorithms show that you have younger viewers, so maybe that works for you. But that was just my 2 cents. I hope you don't take it the wrong way.
No, I
It's trying to
don't.
be constructive.
That's a fair observation.
That's a good observation,
Honestly, it's not. I don't do it to appease to anyone or to like because a result of some
Right.
algorithm research I did. That's just simply my sense of humor. My sense
Yeah.
of humor is rather on the
Oh, okay.
childish side.
So you're not a psycho.
I'm not. No, I don't believe I'm a psycho.
And I don't like his sense of humor either.
Okay.
His mom doesn't approve of
like
his sense
it
of humor.
either.
There
Yeah,
you
well,
go.
it's not for
There you
everybody.
go.
Yeah, like
Some people find me funny. Some
sometimes
people
you
don't.
throw in kind of like, yeah, it's like a lowbrow, like almost like a your mom joke, right? And I'm just like, really, dude? Come on, bro. But it's all good, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's like my style of humor.
How old are you? Are you like 36?
Okay.
What
Are you
I've
36,
what
bro?
kind of what I've
No,
noticed.
I'm well, take it. Should we play a game? How old am I? No, I'm kidding. I'm 28 years old. I'm not that old, but I just speak a little bit, I guess, more in a mature way.
No, because you talked about like mature. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah, no. One thing I've noticed.
Oh yeah, just like just in the field that I'm in, like I hang out with a little bit more older women.
Yeah, what I've noticed is something like 30% of people find me hilarious as fuck, and this includes chicks.
Right.
30% of people think I'm not funny at all, and they don't know why anyone finds me
Right.
funny. And 30% of people are somewhere in the middle. So
Yeah,
I do quite well with the 30% who find me hilarious, and I do pretty well with the 30% who are like neutral. But the 30% who don't find me funny, I think my humor is fairly polarizing. Yeah, that's just like hitting your head against the wall. Like those dates almost never end anywhere. I'll just that is just like almost like an instant like, okay,
Right,
anyway, yeah,
right.
this is not
You
gonna work
guys-
out.
You guys have another caller, or can I ask another question?
So far, no callers on the line, so you go ahead.
Okay, so I'll ask one more. So, let's say that you're fairly limited on time to spend on looking for girls online, right? Whether it's on Instagram or on Tinder. How would you recommend maximizing your time?
I would just focus on the girls who are closer to you, girls who seem more DTF, girls who, I guess, like let's say pictures wise, right? They're showing more of their body. So like those are the girls I would even focus on opening anyway, because other girls might need a bit more investment before getting them out. So I would just basically see what is like the quickest lays I can get, basically. Most compliant, faster replying girls who are closer to you, etc. So all of those factors I would take into
I would also
account.
screen more aggressively in the bio.
Yeah, exactly. That's one more I missed.
And then would you recommend maximizing Instagram profile or Tinder or Bumble or whatever the hell it is?
Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge are way more efficient than Instagram.
But
Even if, let's say, you have like a really sick Instagram.
Well, if you have a really sick Instagram, that's a different story.
Yeah, you
Right.
can use
Well, I was just
utilize
thinking
it.
which one I should spend more time on.
Schedule the time on the apps, because
yeah,
girls will even though they look at your Instagram, etc. Girls still don't take Instagram seriously, like the DMs, because there's going to be so many guys who are going to DM her, even like a 2,000 follower chick. So it's better off getting the number,
Right.
talking over the phone and scheduling, or like texting over the phone and scheduling over phone, or the apps.
Okay, got it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
No worries.
For sure, man.
Thank you.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Good
You
night.
guys take over.
Mhm.
Me for a second. I'm gonna do some matrix shit. There you go.
Yeah. So
So what's up?
welcome, dead air.
You can
Oh.
ask Alex's mom for questions.
Yes.
Oh, you can ask
but
Alex.
no, like she can't talk, so people won't
Oh.
listen.
Oh, should we talk about our
Don't touch.
should we talk about our Bumble experiment?
Yeah. What would you like to?
How I got involved on his like Bumble date, Alex.
She was trying to be my wing woman, and
I've been trying to like position myself as his wing woman,
yes,
live vicariously through him.
yes,
Alex was not a fan.
he wasn't,
And
because I'm the guy who gets laid a lot, and he doesn't want
TMI,
his girlfriend to
TMI.
he doesn't want his girlfriend to like help me get more girls.
Um,
I'm trying to find a quality woman.
So here are the my biggest
Takeaways.
takeaways.
Go on.
Like you did not get that many matches.
Yeah, there you go.
As I expected
you.
you to get.
What's being discussed?
His
Number of matches I get on Bumble.
numbers of matches he gets
The
on
most I get is on Hinge, but the Hinge is fucking shadow banned, so I have to get different pictures and then restart a new profile.
I did realize that I had to like match with a lot of girls, not necessarily wait for you to get the likes.
Yeah,
because otherwise you will not get
my profile is solid for a brown guy. That's what I would say.
exactly.
It's not like it's not going to compare to like Alex's profile or like our buddies, two other buddies' profiles, right? Because I'm just like SME scale wise, I'm at a lesser hierarchy, which I'm okay with.
Okay.
For a brown guy, I do fuck a lot, so yeah.
But I did now I saw your struggle. How you do really
I
need
don't
to
struggle at all. But
no, you
yeah.
do not struggle a lot. But like now you do how you do need to diversify.
Yeah, diversifying is so important. Okay, next caller coming in. Yeah, you're on air, bro.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man.
Cool. I just had a question. How do y'all stay focused with being down in Miami as far as like, because y'all have like just a bunch of hot chicks. I've been down there before, but like I visited down at the wharf, and I can find it really distracting, at least from where I'm from, with the amount of like hot women. But how do y'all guys like stay focused? I would say with kind of like what you're trying to do right now.
You get used to it. I
Yeah.
mean, when you live here for a while, you get used to hot girls, and they become like no big deal.
It becomes
honestly,
like it's like a fatigue, right? Like at first let's say you find out your favorite restaurant. The first 3 or 4 times you're gonna fucking eat until you're fat, and then like the next 10 times you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'll go to the next restaurant. So it's the same thing. It's you just get used to it very quickly.
Yeah, because like I follow you guys as well as SNF, and I have criticisms on both parties. Like a lot of the qualms that you have, Alex, with like Rolo's stuff. Like I cite his studies, and he's not completely accurate on some of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of wanted your opinion because one of the things he cites is like promiscuous women tend to not be good for long-term relationships. That same study he cited also claims that men that are promiscuous aren't really good for long-term relationships. I guess like how would you approach something because I'm kind of like in your shoes. Like I have an abundance of women and like have a lot of good time, but I'm kind of looking for something more serious. But it's kind of distracting when you have like this abundance.
yeah. So I think that I think there's an element of truth to it that promiscuous women in general are probably not that great for long-term relationships. But the question is, how do we define promiscuous, right? Like for different people, that's different. For some dudes, that's like she's had 10 partners. Oh, she's a slut. For some guys, that's like she's had 50 partners. Some guys, she's had 100 partners, right? So where do we draw the line? So I think that in the red pill community, they tend to overly obsess about a woman's body count.
They combine everything together.
Yeah, they're like obsessed with it, and to the point where it just becomes like they basically what they're doing is they're just creating a situation where the girl has to lie to them, right? Because like girls are gonna go out and like have fun and hook up, right? So what? So you're gonna create such an atmosphere where the girl has to lie to you? Like that's somehow better than like actually finding out the truth about her body count? So I don't know, man, but like I think these guys like obsess way too much over that shit quite often. I would say it comes down to I don't have a hard number. Okay, over this number, bad, good, but I think it depends on her age. That's definitely a factor. If she's been with 20 guys and she is 18, well, that's pretty high. But if she's been with 20 guys and she's 30, I don't think that's that high at all. So you just have to look at, I mean, there's other factors to it. How long was she in a relationship for? Was she in a relationship? She hasn't been in a relationship in her life. So I think there's more important factors to focus on, like loyalty, like whether she's honest, than just like obsessing about her body count, which I see in the red pill community. That's kind of like my take on that.
And one thing about the red pill community I've also noticed is like they come up with all of these reasons why a girl might not be a good fit for you, but they're also throwing away like so many good reasons she could be a good fit, but just because she's doing these things doesn't really disqualify her, right? Let's say it's a promiscuous woman, but is that really affecting her like inner game? Is she promiscuous because she's in a constant validation of or constant need of validation, or is she promiscuous just because she's horny? And a lot of guys, as soon as she fucks, she just finds something bad about them and just doesn't, it just goes them, right? So it could be that, and then she could actually find a guy who she finds attractive and she likes. She can show healthy attachment towards. Meanwhile, her promiscuity doesn't really play into a factor over here. But what red pillars do is they combine all of these and they come up with the same conclusion for each of these types of chicks. So that's a very wrong way to look at things, because every girl is different, every guy is different. You can't really generalize, especially women. You just can't do it.
Yeah, I see your point. The reason I bring that up, there's like that common house phrase, "Can't make quarter to a housewife." I would generalize that to men too. In my opinion, like if you're like a good-looking man, you have a significant advantage over, say, like someone that's like a 5 or a 6. It's the same reason that but I will say that women do have that advantage where like she can be like an average chick and still be hit up by like hundreds of guys.
That's true.
But yeah, I was just wanting your thoughts. I was just curious.
Yeah. Did we kind of I missed the last thing, but we kind of commented on that.
So he's just talking about like how girls have it super easy to like get laid, and
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but like when it comes to relationship, we don't really have it that easy, do we?
Yeah, so with relationship, maybe not, but with
yeah.
getting laid, for
But
sure.
like think about it this way, right? The reason why it's a bit difficult for girls to get into a relationship is always they keep trying to find like this really fucking good guy. Meanwhile, when they do find that good guy, that guy doesn't really like her as much as the girl is liking the guy. So it's like, even though they have all that abundance, they're extremely like, abundance makes you pickier. You've noticed that yourself. Like, now that you've had an abundance of women, you're like, I just get distracted at times. Like, even though that's a quality problem most of the guys will never ever see in their life, right? So abundance makes you even pickier. Abundance makes you look for qualities you've never even looked for 2 years ago, right? So when you find these qualities, you're gonna really like the person so much, and like that's why like there's an imbalance in how much the guy likes a girl likes a guy, and that's why like the relationship is not going to happen, because like the guy doesn't really like the girl as much.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes no sense. But yeah, I really appreciate the content, guys. One feedback I wanted to give, I don't know if it's because of the phone I'm on or something. It's really hard to hear from like my end. But
Really?
I don't know if it was the same mutual, but
yeah, we're gonna. How are the comments? Are people saying they can hear us?
They can hear us, yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, maybe it's something on your end, but we'll listen back to it.
Could be.
I'm gonna listen back to this afterwards, and then I'll kind of get to the bottom of it. We're trying out a little bit of a new tech setup today.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for talking, guys.
Yeah, man, for sure. Have a good one, bro.
Thanks for calling in.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Let's take like one more.
Yeah.
One last one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, they were discussing the body count thing.
I don't think that's something like most girls are really not gonna be honest about it. And
I think
I think if they're in a
gonna be honest
situation
about it
where they
when
could,
it's small.
I think if they're in a situation where the guy they like is going to judge them for it, and they can tell that,
They're
and their
gonna
body
lie.
count is a
They're
little
gonna
up there,
fucking
they
lie,
will
yeah.
lie.
I mean, like, and it's actually none of anyone's business.
I wouldn't call it like, okay, so this is funny. This is like like this was something which Ask Nelly like
Yeah, but like I
audience
agree
too.
with her.
It's not really
on
like, it's
that.
not about like, it's none of their business or etc. Like it's not a big factor. It's a big factor if you make it a big factor, and if it's a big factor for the guy. If it's a big factor for the guy, why the fuck are you even trying to get with him? And if it's a big factor for you, then why
But
is
like,
it a big factor for you?
Why do you need
So
to know
then
like
you don't
whatever
have
happened?
to say, you don't have to say it's like, oh,
But then if
it's
you
not- none
if
of
you don't
your
want to, you don't have to answer the question. Yeah, like
Exactly.
you're entitled to ask whatever questions
like
you want.
everyone, it's like private. Like everyone, it's entitled to their private life, and some people
Right, but when
tend to be more private.
But when you're like
about-
getting into
But when you get into a
relationship,
relationship, your private life
that's when
starts
we are
to
bringing
melt away.
Yeah.
Like
No.
in my private life, I'm a serial killer, but that doesn't affect our relationship. Like that's my private life. All right, let's take the.
He called and then like instantly.
Oh,
like,
well, I was gonna say like it does bleed over once you get into a relationship.
But
like-
whatever happened in your past is your past, and I think that if you bring your past into the equation, most people
past is what makes you. Like,
yeah, but like
you
like
can't-
it's part of your private life. There's a difference between your private life, which is your own, even if you're in a relationship, and there is a difference between a secret.
Look, that person is curious, so they ask you a question. If you really, really don't want to answer, then
Yeah,
you don't
can
have
be
to
like,
answer.
you know, like
But
it's
if
not.
a
I rather.
Are we getting a call?
but if a person doesn't answer, that's pretty
We're
telling
getting
in
a
of
call.
itself. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're on air, man.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I just had a question about cold approaching.
Go for it.
So like I'm over here in Seattle, and I'm like not feeling the vaccine,
Mhm.
and there's not really like I feel like there's no good places to cold approach because like to go into a coffee shop, you got to have a vaccine,
Jesus
It's,
Christ.
and like
it's
the
even
only other
get-
place I guess is
colder
the
right now.
train
Yep.
station.
It's colder right now too. I mean,
George Orwell, it's happening. Yeah, man, that sucks. That's a shitty situation. That's why I'm happy I live in Florida, where no one gives a rat's ass about any of this
I mean,
nonsense.
again, we will suggest just move.
Yeah, I mean, I think unfortunately the two choices that you have are like either
Get the vaccine.
the three choices: get vaxxed. Choice number 2,
Get
move.
fake.
No, let's not say that. Choice number 2, move. And choice number 3, just make the best of it. You know, being unvaxxed in the city of vaxxers.
And just like do a lot of online dating, invite the girls over,
Yeah.
etc. But even then, those chicks are gonna be very paranoid to come over as well. And
Yeah,
shit like
it's
that,
shitty. I mean, it's fucking retarded, but I don't know.
Shit, I guess I gotta come to Florida then.
Yeah. I mean, that's
so
why.
much nicer.
I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people, like a lot of businesses, are leaving, like California and New York and all those places, and moving to Texas and Florida. Like a lot of people don't like massive amounts of restrictions, and
Yeah.
I'm not even like.
Where can I let that?
I'm not gonna go on like a political tangent, but like I'll say this: I'm far from like I'm not like an anti-vaxxer or anything, but I do think like insane amounts of restrictions are just like pissing people off. So like there's a reason why my mom's telling me shut up, bud.
Let's just change the subject.
No, but I mean, but why? What's so controversial about the idea that restrictions piss people off? I'm not making.
I know, yeah. I mean, I agree
that's
with
not a
you.
controversial statement. Like, like clearly this guy's pissed off by the restrictions. Like, it's
For real.
And it is what it is. You have the
Yeah, I
three
mean-
choices: get vaccinated, move, or do online game.
I think he's already
Alright,
doing
that's-
online game, but he does want a cold approach. When I
Then,
used to do cold approach, I really wanted to fucking do cold approach too. I didn't want to sit behind a phone
then
and text
like
girls.
but like it's like
When
I
was
want to
really
be, I
passionate
want to
about it, I
be,
really fucking wanted
I
to
want to
do
be
cold approach all the time.
5'7" and I'm 5 feet. What can I do? Like it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah,
the
probably.
situation is that he has to either move or he has to get vaxxed, I guess.
Exactly.
Oh, wait it out.
Yeah,
wait it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been
For
2.5
5 more
years. We're gonna be waiting.
until we lose our libido.
We're gonna be waiting it out for another
Until our
20
libido dies
decades.
down.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dead of old age by the time we're waiting it out. Initially, the idea was, just wait it out for 3 weeks. Oh, just a few months. 2.5 years later.
2 weeks. The first thing was like 2
Yeah.
weeks. After 2 weeks, the curve is going to flatten.
Yeah,
Shut
the amount
fuck
of
up with that
lies
shit.
that have been told are insane. Like, oh, wait
Okay,
it.
stop.
Yeah, like Alina and I are getting heated. Please.
I'm going on a tangent, but
Cool. Anyway, any more questions, bro?
No, I mean that's pretty much
I know
it.
we
I mean,
didn't
I
really
guess
give you a
one other thing
concrete
is
answer.
yeah, I wish I had a better answer, but there's unfortunately not one.
it's all good. I mean, really, like I've been doing good on Tinder. Like thanks to your advice. Like I used to get like 1 like a day, and it was from like in my opinion, like a 2 out of 10. And now like much better. But I did want to ask, like my main interest in cold approach is trying to like build up social confidence. Is there any like other good ways you think I could approach that then?
There's this thing called the 21-day demonic confidence challenge that can be like really helpful. It's free online. You can just Google it, but it's like a social freedom challenge or whatever. I would check that out.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I want to quickly, before we end the show, I want to get back into the body count debate because we kind of got interrupted. So I'm going to say this. I don't buy this idea that there's like certain things that you should never ask a lady and that like you should just like never like you should always tiptoe around things. Like, look, you're in a relationship, you're free to ask whatever you want. And that person is free to answer or not answer.
Exactly.
But if you choose as a girl to dodge that question, that is telling in of itself. Like,
yes,
Okay,
exactly.
so if I choose
Why is
as
she
a
dodging
girl,
that question?
if there
Is
are
she not part of the
things-
number?
there are
What does she think
things-
about that number? Why is
Okay.
that number so
so
special?
for a woman, my advice would be just to give the honest answer, and if the guy's not cool with it, then find a different guy. That's
I'm
my
so-
advice to women.
I'm,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, like I have to be the devil's advocate here.
As always.
And from a woman's perspective, I am a big believer in a relationship does not mean that it gives permission, it gives my partner permission to really intrude in aspects of my life that are part of my life. That
Funny coming
doesn't-
from you.
Yeah, that is so funny. Yeah, actually, that is a bit
I
hypocritical.
The most
don't you
intrusive
think?
person I know.
I am intrusive to him, but I try to be very respectful of you.
I don't
and
think
your
so. You
privacy.
just probably like I can't speak on his behalf,
Um,
but I'm pretty sure you're very intrusive as well.
Not at all. To
Okay,
Alex's
fine, but-
privacy, like I respect his privacy.
It's highly debatable, but okay.
It's
Highly
not
debatable.
highly debatable.
It is highly
It's-
debatable.
Okay, let's return to the topic. Go ahead. So you were saying that what?
So like for some people who it's part of your private life, and it doesn't give you permission. Being in a relationship with someone doesn't give you permission to intrude in their private lives.
See, the thing is, I have an issue with it being intrusive just because I'm asking her a question about
It's
her body
not
count.
being intrusive,
It is-
but
it's- I
she
mean, like,
has
yeah,
she has
it
a
is not
right
being intrusive,
to,
but then
to
if it is
answer
framed
or
as that,
not.
if it
Okay,
is
so
framed
can
as
you
that-
ask her about STDs? That she,
Yeah, of course.
But that is
why?
very
But that's
personal, though.
intrusive. That's a personal.
That's
extremely
but
intrusive.
it's not intrusive because it's about your health. It's involving you.
Okay,
It's
then the
something
body
that
count
can-
also involves
How
him.
does it involve you?
In the guy's opinion, according to the guy asking the question to him, again, to some guys, they
Mhm.
think that if her body count is high, that makes her less suitable for a relationship. That's the person's opinion. They're entitled to their opinion,
Exactly.
and you may not share
Exactly.
that opinion. Just like you may not share the opinion that, for example, if you had STDs in the past, that makes you more whatever. But it's a fair question, and it's
if you have current STDs that I'm gonna jeopardize your health on, of course you should be transparent about that, because that's when it's
and
affecting you.
in that guy's opinion, well,
But like
in that-
you for like, if you have like any type of biases where you're like, like I see you as less of a human being because you slept with X amount of guys,
people are entitled to have their biases.
you're entitled to have your biases the same way I'm entitled to open doors or close doors about my history, about my
Okay,
life.
so
No one's
I'll
saying
I'll
you should
make a
be like
point
forced
here.
to answer.
So if that guy has a bias towards you being lesser of a person because of your body count, I would turn it around on you, saying like, why would you even be with that guy? And the same way goes to you as well, right? Like, if the girl, let's say, if I'm asking a girl about her body count, and if she thinks I'm intruding her personal life, then I don't want to be with her, because it's also going to be affecting to me as well, right? Like, it's in the end, if she has bias, if my bias is that you're going to be a lesser of a person because of a body count, then you shouldn't be with me. And if you think that me asking you such a question is intrusion, then I don't want to be with you.
Well,
Simple. Like, again, it's entitled. Yes, I get it, but it should not go to a point where it shouldn't go to a position where it's like it's none of your business.
But like,
just
people
gonna end
also
everything.
have the right to be like, you know what, it's something that it's part of my life. I don't want to share it. I don't want to open certain doors.
So that's the thing. I would actually be much more on alert after if you said
Yeah,
something like
me
that.
too.
Well,
I would be like,
mean-
holy shit. Okay, then is that a big number? Okay, maybe I should not actually quote this girl. Simple. I would
Well,
actually
like,
Yeah,
if
it would,
that's-
it would also
if
suggest to
that's
me that she has some
something
kind of weirdness around that.
Plus, she's not proud of the number. So
No, but
there's
like-
three reasons. I mean, you can't say no because it's, again, like the way I'm saying.
See, the thing
way
is
I'm
that
going
you
to
could-
think because of what you said.
You can make that argument for anything. You can say anything. I
mean-
could say like, what kind of relationship do you have with your parents? Oh, well, it doesn't involve you, so that's my personal life. Like, okay, what
And
what
I
kind of
would question
childhood?
it more like,
you,
okay, what's
you can make that argument that it's my privacy for anything.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah, but like, some people have the right. I think that you should. I mean, of course, you're entitled if that's something that for you, it's like, I want that transparency. I want that information. Maybe being around someone who does not like to share things about their personal life or the life that happened before you.
Well, you don't know
then
until you
shouldn't
ask.
be with that person, because at the end of the day,
You
have your you have your perspective as to what you consider you want the information from your partner or not. What I'm saying
that
if the person does not want to share that information,
there's got to be a distinction between the reason why I'm asking and the reason you think I'm asking. So the reason why I'm asking is just for transparency. I'm not going to ask you to determine your value or to determine you as a suitor of. Yes, most men. If it's fine if you say 80% of men are doing that, then don't be with those fucking 80%.
But that's the thing.
You can be
what
with
if
the 20%
it's what if
guys
it's a
who
great
don't give a
guy
shit.
and you really like him, and you just don't want to run that chance, and you don't want to ruin something.
So so the better option is to just lie or hide.
It's not lying. It's not lying if you're telling the person, look, I don't want to share that information.
This is some retarded ass
because I don't
logic.
feel that it's of your business, because women,
but that answer is a lot more shady than the number.
That is much more shady to me. Like you can say that, right? But then I'm only leaning towards shady. What does she think about herself? Or is she not part of the number? Why is she not telling me? Okay, what else is she not telling me? Can I actually trust her? So all of these conclusions I'm going to come from literally this one question.
Yeah, it's like if I ask you, what did you do today? And let's say you did something embarrassing, and you're like, well, I don't want to tell you. Well, I'm just going to jump to the worst conclusion ever. Is that you cheated?
I know, but the way I see it, and the way coming from a girl's perspective, this is coming from a girl's perspective, where we women are usually in our past, it's a question that we've been punished by whatever number you get.
But who are these people who's punishing you for this question? Who are these people? Why are you hanging out with those people? If you're being punished for such a question, don't hang out with those people.
Sorry.
Simple.
It's you can like the person and you're I don't want to run the risk. And women are entitled to do that.
You can keep doing that.
They're entitled to
shade off so many guys.
They're entitled to do it. No one's saying they're not entitled to do that. That's fine. I'm just saying it's a dumb strategy, because if your goal is that you're worried about turning that guy off, that answer will turn him off. Is way more likely to turn him off than the actual answer. Yeah. So if I was advising a female client, I would tell her just to answer the question honestly. That's a better strategy than doing this kind of weird diversion where you're like, oh, well, that's something in my past and I'd rather not talk about it. That's going to make the guy wonder and think and gnaw away at it. So I think you're entitled to do that. I just think it's a bad strategy. That's all.
You cannot we are not trying to convince you. You're not try to convince us. But the thing is,
the guy's entitled. Yeah, I'm entitled to shit my pants and or take the poop and rub it on my face, but that's not a good strategy for a podcast.
It's really not a good strategy to
but I might do it anyway.
To do something
which is that there are things that
she just said I just feel.
Yeah, no,
I'm not gonna pull a fresh one. Go ahead.
In my humble opinion, very humble opinion, there are things that it's part of your private life, and it's not a matter of whether it's shady or not shady.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
There are things the same way. There are things that Alex may share with me or may not share with me. Just to for the sake of giving an example, he's entitled to keep things to himself. Mm-hmm. There's a difference. There's a big difference between a secret and privacy. And just because you're in a relationship with someone doesn't make you entitled to violate their privacy. Something that's private, for example.
Okay. So this is my counterpoint, and I'm pretty sure this is the way guys will also think. If again, I bring it back to that simply, if I'm entitled to some privacy, cool. Privacy is like
everyone is entitled to
exactly right. But if asking such a question is to a degree where I'm actually invading her privacy, then cool. I'm never going to trust this girl.
Okay.
I just won't be trusting this girl because I could not get a simple answer for a simple question, because there was literally the way I'm asking could be not as the same as every other guy who's going to ask her, right? Could not be the same. But again, my counterpoint to that is if the guy is going to judge you for the answer, then you should never be with that guy to begin with, what is the point of trying to work with someone and risk it to not lose it with someone who's clearly not a suitor anyway,
like
right?
I understand what you're saying.
Let
It
me
may
ma- let
not
me ma-
even
let-
be
let
a
me-
matter, even it may not even be a matter of whether he's gonna judge me or not. It may be a matter of maybe this person, in their whole all personal beliefs or whatever it is, she just doesn't want to share that information.
But she's entitled to that, but that's a bad strategy.
Exactly.
But
It
that
could be a
she was
bad
just pointing
strategy,
out
it
the
could be a
bad
good
strategy and the,
strategy.
But
and the
it-
reasons
I'm
it
just
could be
saying
devastating.
that-
no, it can't be a good strategy. It's a bad strategy. This would be like, okay, I'm interviewing someone for a job, right? I'm interviewing someone to come work at Playing with Fire, and I'm like, hey, so can you hang on? Can you tell me about other positions you've had working for other pickup companies? Oh, well, I don't want to talk about my previous job experience, but you know, it has nothing to do with how the kind of job I'm gonna do for you. I'll be like, okay, cool, we'll call you back later, and then I'll never call that person back because that was a bad interviewing strategy. They can choose to keep that information themselves. That's fine. They're entitled to that, but that's a dumb strategy because now I'm not going to hire them. It's the same thing here. You can do that. You have that option as a woman to do that.
So-
I just think it's an ineffective strategy.
Can we say then it's a bad strategy for the guy to ask for a girl's number?
I've asked your number and you had no problem telling me. Like it was
How are these two different?
It was no issue because you could tell that it wasn't going to be probably because you could tell I wasn't going to judge you for it.
Yeah, I feel it's something that it doesn't
Okay,
bother
so
me
do
giving
you
this
think
information.
okay, so the way she
It's
just did
me
a red herring
being-
argument, right? Like the only initial argument is that
I
okay,
don't-
you are
I don't
entitled to your
find
privacy, but
you're
then you just
entitled
went
to-
to her like the
because
whole.
like it doesn't matter to me.
Huh?
Because giving my number, it doesn't matter to me.
So, but it matters to this hypothetical
But
girl.
like what I'm saying is that you shouldn't judge and put a pressure on a girl if that's an
No one is
information
judging. That's
she-
the thing. You're not really understanding that we are not asking it from a judging perspective.
Well,
and if
some
we are, some dudes do. Some dudes do.
Most dudes
Then don't
do.
be with that guy. That's
But
what I'm saying.
But maybe it's also a bad strategy on their part to ask for the number, right?
Well, I will say this. I'm not gonna. I don't like that Ask Nelly argument. That what's it called? As a guy, you should never ask that question. Like, there's certain things that you should never ask a lady. Yeah, you should be a gentleman, and that's not a gentleman-like question. I think that's pure horseshit. Yes. Look. You can ask whatever question you want. Is a question? Is that a good question to ask? I don't know. Maybe for some guys, it's better not to ask that question. Maybe sometimes you're better off not knowing. Someone's calling. Maybe sometimes you're better off not knowing certain things. That's up to the guy to decide. But I'm certainly not gonna, as a dating advice channel, tell them that they should not ask that question. It's up to them whether they want to ask it, whether they want to know. Some people they think ignorance is bliss, right? I'm kind of in that category a little bit. You're not in that category. You want to know everything. You're the nosiest person I know, which is funny. Which is funny that you're making this argument. That the nosy person in the room was making the argument against being nosy. But
girls love being hypocrites.
But
I'm not a hypocrite.
no, I think she's just playing devil's
I'm just
advocate.
playing the devil's advocate. I just
cool, I
want
get
to to bring some flavor into this room.
I mean,
I get it. This is good.
I mean, I think that like you're free to ask whatever questions you want. The girl's free to answer whatever questions she wants, but there's going to be some strategies that are better than other strategies, and usually answering a question honestly is a better strategy than dodging it.
Do you think that asking this question is a good strategy?
Yes, for me it is, because I just care about privacy. Because if she's going to ask me a similar question or any kind of question, it can be private to me, but because I'm sharing a relationship with her, I will answer her.
It depends on the guy. If you're the kind of guy that gets freaked the fuck out if the answer is more than 5 and you suspect the answer is more than 5, or chances are it is anyway, so then probably you shouldn't ask that question if you're the kind of person that's going to get freaked out. If you're not the kind of person that's going to get freaked out and you're like me and just naturally curious and you like to troll people and whatnot, then yeah, it's probably there's nothing wrong with asking that question.
Mm-hmm.
And if the girl gives me that, which I've never had once in my life, when I've asked this hundreds of girls, if a girl says, "Oh, it's something I prefer not to talk about," that's gonna probably lose her points in my mind. Honestly, if I'm being fully honest about that.
I mean, whenever I ask the question as well, I've asked it after after I fucked, after there's a good amount of trust being built, and she knows that I'm not gonna judge her just the way that she wouldn't judge me either for fucking so many girls. So I know that, and that's why I will ask a question, just so that I can see if, just so that I can see if I can trust this girl. The number can be 20, number can be 30, but I will just look at her right now. I'm not gonna have the 20 or 30 in my mind because it's just not gonna affect anything. But it's just
let's get back to a topic we all agree on, and which is why fresh and fit are fags.
Facts.
Well, what was the question?
Whatever she's gonna say.
Oh, kava. I've told the guys this many times. I drink
Many times.
Yeah.
Kava.
Kava. Okay. I mean, I think we've gone for a little bit. Who's calling?
No one.
Okay. We've gone for a while. We had our first ever trolls. I guess that was pretty entertaining. We got a nice
Did you
little,
guys like this format, guys?
yeah.
Some guy messaged
got
me. He said,
too many
as a
issues.
guy, I would never ask her body count until after her marriage. Maybe just wanted to share that. Okay, that's up to you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, everyone is entitled to their own approach and strategy and whatever. I personally, I like to approach random ladies at the bank and ask them their body count. That's my strategy.
That'd be nice.
Like, excuse me, ma'am. Hi. How can I help you? What's your body count?
I'll be like, hey, excuse me, ma'am. Have you taken your morning pills?
What do you
What's
mean?
your body count, by the way?
My boyfriend is trying to ask me for my body count.
That's a question that no one really wants an answer
Alex
to.
doesn't want.
Yeah, that's a question that I think is going to have to remain unanswered for the
Alina,
time
what's
being.
your body count?
For the time being. Okay. Anyway, so let's not derail the show too
I
much.
just made Alex very uncomfortable.
You didn't make me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, I'm not uncomfortable at all. I'm literally the same exact expression I have had throughout the show, which is like mild interest and mild boredom and like mild fatigue. It's a combination of those three. Okay. Anyway, so
Okay, wait, hold on. Ryan Acevedo, I'm not projecting my insecurities because I have a high body count.
I don't think you do.
One guy said like I have a really high body count, which
No,
I don't think.
do you want to share it? I mean,
I'm
it's
gonna share
it's
it.
not high.
No, but I'm
It's
not
not
gonna
really
share
high.
it.
Yeah, it's low.
I'm not gonna share it.
I mean, you might see that the problem is that now they think it's a lot higher than it actually is.
Exactly.
So now,
There you
see,
go.
this is the
We
problem.
are
There's-
seeing it
so
live.
if you share, because I know what your body count is, and I know what this person probably thinks is
Guys,
right up
everyone in the chat, guess how much is Nati's latest
Yeah,
weight
well,
count?
Yeah, then the winner gets free subscription or something.
Yeah, the winner gets a free subscription to the.
But guess her body count, everyone.
Yes.
It has to be exact.
It has to be exact.
Okay.
Has to be exact.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at.
They both know it. I think Alina
I-
even knows it.
I actually.
No, excuse me, I don't.
Has to be the specific number, okay? Has to be the specific number.
Oh, I got 200.
200.
Someone guess.
607. Oh, okay. One guessed it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I'm not gonna say.
Well, you have to.
I'm gonna.
This clearly won't work if you don't like actually tell.
I'm
Like,
gonna-
how
I'm
are we gonna
gonna-
give him a subscription? Let's just.
No, it's gonna be private.
It's gonna be
It's
private.
gonna be private.
So that's
So-
gonna be contact with
We
them.
look after this video
But see,
and then
the
we'll see.
thing is now they're gonna think it was the 200 guy who guessed it.
No, it was not.
Just reveal it.
It was not.
You
It was
might as well.
It was.
I'm not.
It's still a big secrecy.
I'm not gonna dox you, but I
It
think
was
I think you
not.
should
Some
reveal
guy
it.
put 600 to 750.
600 to 750.
And then our tech guy
That's
made
like
a
her-
poll.
Oh, two guys
That's-
guessed it.
That's like her credit score.
Our tech guy made a poll 0, 1, 2, -3.
Minus 3.
Okay, where the guys were about asking questions, as soon as at the end they start asking about Nati whatever count, now
No,
it's
we
all
didn't,
coming
but we
out.
were just talking about it.
What is -3? Like she's banging like a bunch of midgets and like she gets negatives.
Like, okay, let's say, yeah.
Every midget counts as half a.
Oh, like
half,
we have a lot of guys who've guessed it.
7.5. 7 humans.
Over
half a mid.
9,000. Oh my
mean,
god.
point-
Nati, how you remember the count?
Huh?
How you remember the count?
How do I remember the count?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a smart way to know what her count could be. Because it's like,
Well, because
you
it's if
It's
it's on,
low, so
if
it's
it's on the
easy to
lower
remember.
side, yeah,
Yeah.
you can remember
Yeah,
it.
it's very
Exactly.
low.
Several
So-
hundred.
Several, yeah, well. I'm right there with Alex.
several hundred midgets. All right. Anyway, I don't want to offend any small people watching this. Anyway, so all right, so we got that. Yeah, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. Let us know in the comments what you thought about this format of the show. We got what comment did you read?
4 black guys.
Oh my goodness.
I'm imagining that meme where like the girl is sitting down.
69.
Four black guys all at once.
Exactly. So there's a meme where like the skinny white girl is sitting.
Yeah,
on the
everyone's
couch, and
everyone's
like big.
everyone's seen that meme. Everyone's seen that meme. All right, let's just get back on track. So we got a debate. We got Sean Atwood coming on for a podcast on Sunday. If you guys are not familiar, this guy's had a crazy life. He was a drug kingpin. He spent some time in jail. He has the craziest fucking stories ever. So I'm excited for that one. And then
That's a virtual one, right?
Get your hands off me, high body count woman.
Over internet.
And then we got a debate with Alexander Grace happening on Tuesday, and then the podcast with what's her name, Courtney Ryan and Marnie is back on. That's going to be in February 17th. It was really tough coordinating the schedules, but we made it happen. Anyway, get your cooties off me. Anyway, guys, thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to that channel, and everyone can comment, leave some comments, letting you know your thoughts about Nati's body count. That's going to be the theme of the day, trending topic.
You'll get a free. What are they getting? Free subscription?
We'll email.
They will get a free ability to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I will allow them to hit that subscribe button, which is a pleasure I did not.
Easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna allow the exclusive people to hit the subscribe button on the channel and become part of the revolution. That's gonna be the giveaway. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, Mom.